Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the United Way. I am Tand Dean, also known as Ameya, here again. So, thank you for the support that you showed the last video. It allowed me to come back again. Keep liking and keep viewing the videos. Subscribe. We're trying to get to 900 subscribers, and we'll just get right into the news for the day. There's more news today than last time, so there's going to be a longer video. Uh, we've got information about Mason Greenwood. We've got information about Jim Ratcliffe, how Man United is going to continue going forward this summer window, and we also have a little bit of a mention of former United manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So keep tuning in, and let's get right into it. We'll start with the Mason Greenwood story because this is a relatively big news, but I'm going to question it because apparently, according to Christopher Mitchell, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Um, Mason Greenwood's career at Old Trafford has now come to a grinding stop. There will be no chance of him coming back to Old Trafford, and United will look to sell him on. The fee being quoted is somewhere around 34 million euros, and that's a bit concerning. Not the decision to let him go that I am in fully agree. I'm fully on board with, but the problem is that we're selling a player who's worth more than 34 million at 34 million. Now, even if we get 34 million, that which is a stretch, it's still pretty less as to what this person is worth. Now, I understand that the fact that United won't take him back deteriorates the value, but surely our negotiators can drive the price up to somewhere around 60 million because that's what you're getting. If you're willing to play Mason Greenwood, you're willing to play a significantly young striker with a lot of potential, and he's been touted with a move to Atletico Madrid and Barcelona. Both are not the most spendiest of clubs in recent years. This Currently, Barcelona are in crippling. I will suck your dick for a dollar debt. So I don't see them coughing out 60 mil. But Atletico could maybe convince to pay that much. They paid a huge chunk of change for João Felix, and look how that turned out, eh? So I would suggest, if I were at Man United, that we approach Barcelona and we go, well, you've got a player we want, and we have on paper a player that you want. And how about we swap Mason Greenwood for Frankie de Jong? Because you keep hearing the reports again that Ten Hag wants Frankie de Jong, and now Frankie de Jong will be ready to come to United. I don't personally think he will, but if there is a deal to be made and we have to give Mason Greenwood uh, for a cheap 34 million, I would suggest we use that as counterweight to get Frankie de Jong for a reasonable price to United. Because if Ten Hag wants him, and I'm backing Ten Hag for this next campaign as well, we should get Frankie de Jong. He's one of the best midfielders in the world, and he'll be a good person that Kobe could learn from if Casemiro leaves in the summer, which is looking likely to happen. Uh, but again, this Christopher Michael, I'm not sure who he is. I checked. He's like some German sports journalist. I don't know what a German sports journalist has anything to do with Mason Greenwood. He doesn't even play in Germany. He plays in Spain. So let me know your thoughts on this situation. Do you think he should go for more, less? Do you think he should stay? Let me know your opinions in the comments. We'll move on to the next bit of news. This one comes from this one comes from Florian Plettenberg. This one is a slight mention of our former manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, forever legend. And this one is stating that he might be on a move to Bayern Munich. Yes, that's right. The hero of Manchester United, who sunk Bayern Munich in 1999, might be the key to saving themselves from sinking in Bundesliga this year. Because obviously, Thomas Tuchel has been doing a terrible job working at Bayern. Who knew that you could sign Harry Kane and become worse? Uh, As of now, he's reported that it's not final. Their plan A is to see through the season with Tuchel and sack him for Xabi Alonso. And this will be if Xabi Alonso wins the Bundesliga. That is, if they crumble and Tuchel wins the Bundesliga. I don't know if he wins. If yeah, and we're back. Sorry, a little technical snafu. It happens. So if Tuchel does a worse job than he's already doing, there might be a chance that Bayern Munich sack him mid-season and bring in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And I don't know about you, but interim Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is up there with one of the best interim coaches there is. Like he will, like at least if you give him a decent team. And I think this Bayern Munich team is good enough that it can even win the Champions League. Now, Tuchel's not getting the best tune out of it, and you saw that angry rant from Thomas Muller about them not being able to play freely and express themselves. I feel like that is basically crying out for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because his main CV point was that he would make players express themselves well on the pitch, and regardless of what some idiots who are known as fans might say, his period was actually one of the best that we've had post Fergie, and he's still the only manager to get back-to-back top four, which Eric Ten Hag might be able to replicate, but jury's still out on that one. So, Ollie to Bayern, what do you think? Life is funny, isn't it? One day you're sinking Bayern with a toe punt and winning United treble. Next day, Bayern are coming to ask you to come save them. What do you think? Put it down in the comments. Would you think that Oli can do a good job at Bayern? And I think Bayern is a much better run club than United. I feel like if you give Oli a well structured team, he'll do well because he did it with Molde. I think he won 3 or 4 titles with Molde, and Cardiff and United were both car crashes of administrations. So that is something worth thinking about. I feel, of course, nothing's concrete yet. They could still uh, ask Zidane to come in, or maybe even stick with Thomas Tuchel and let him completely ruin their season. It will be funny to see Harry Kane go to Bayern Munich, the one place where there is some prestige and no next to zero chance of not winning any silverware and not win any silverware. And add to that, they even got another Spurs player with him, which is Eric Dyer, and both of them are just shitting the entire lot. Like, yes, Kane scores a lot of goals, but I feel like this is the similar situation of Ruben Nistelrooy at Manchester United, where just because he's scoring all the goals does not mean the team's playing well. So that's just my 2 bits on it. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Are you all in for Bayern? Do you think Bayern should stick around with Thomas Tuchel? What do you think are their chances of winning the winning the Bundesliga? Um, and we'll move on to the next bit of news. This one comes from uh, James Ducker from the Telegraph, relatively reliable news source. He is basically saying that Manchester United's first summer transfer budget under Sir Jim Ratcliffe will be severely squeezed by financial fair play restrictions and take an even bigger hit if the club fails to qualify for Champions League. Uh, the Manchester United's 555 million spent over the previous 3 summer windows, and coupled with their struggles to raise meaningful funds through sales, have basically left Radcliffe and his Ineos team with little financial headroom as they gear up for their first summer in charge. Um, it also goes on to say that a source close to Ratcliffe has said that you quote, you can't do it overnight because of FFP and the fact that the club has put themselves in a very tough financial position. You can't buy your way out of it. You can't do a city because there's no headroom. You can dress things up, invest in infrastructure, you spend as much as you want on the stadium, but when it comes to the squad, that's going to take time and funding. Clearly, restructuring the squad has to be a key part of your agenda, but you're tied down by FFP, so it's a steady process. Um, so basically, what it says is we're fucked. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what's going to happen. We're fucked in the summer window again. Thank you, Glazers. We've spent too much money in the last three windows and not gotten enough back through our sales. Uh, Gee, I wonder who could have seen this coming. Anyway, we might be in deep shit and will not be able to strengthen our squad this summer. And this does not ring well for Manchester United or Eric Ten Hag because a massive overhaul is needed and a lot of players need to go and a good chunk of players are needed back, needed to strengthen the squad. I would say two centre backs minimum. Uh, Another left back. I don't think Malas. Maybe a right back. We need a spare striker. So this is going to require a lot of money, of course, and a midfielder as well. So that's right. Sorry again. The gremlins have got it out for me, I guess. But yes, United might not be able to spend the full limit of how it needs to strengthen the squad, and this does not bode well for Ineos's new revolution because they can do a lot of things in the backroom staff, make the training facility top notch. But there's this saying: you can put a tuxedo on a goat. It's still a goat. And in this case, we still have donkeys playing for us who should not be playing for us, and we need to get them out and better players to come in. And until we do that, it's going to be a long day at Old Trafford. And this hopefully might change with the new backroom staff. Maybe we get more for our players, and we can get some negotiation done, and we stop overpaying for players who are not worth it. You know who you are. uh, Unfortunately, this summer might turn out to be an underwhelming window. um, we can only hope that Sir Jim Ratcliffe does something, and we we manage to get a bit of spending to be done because we need to spend. I know this sounds ridiculous. Manchester United need to spend, but our squad definitely needs to have some quality and depth, and right now it's lacking both. So, what what would you do? Let me know your thoughts in the comments about this. Do you think we'll be fine? Do you think FFP is only for the poorer teams, and we'll probably skirt through maybe with a fine or something? Or are we gonna pull a Manchester City and just break all the rules and then just continue with it? Like fuck it. Uh, Let me know in the comments. And we'll move on to the final bit of news today. This one comes from Matt Law from the Daily Telegraph. And this says that Dan Ashworth could reignite his interest in Mark Gahey this summer if he's appointed at Manchester United in time. He was interested in signing him at Newcastle, and he is known to be a fan of the player. Liverpool are also interested. Now, this is concerning because if you ask me, I think Mark Gahey is a very good player, and I think we could do a lot worse than Mark Gahey. But since the fact is that we're buying, if we have to buy him, we'll have to buy him from Crystal Palace, which is an English club. Uh, it'll basically mean that we're going to have a pants pull down, because every Premier League club will charge you at the very least 50 to 60 million for their players. And while I think Margay is a good player, I don't think that he's going to be worth the price that they might quote for him. I would rather, if we're getting people like Dan Ashworth and Omar Barada in, that we sign players who are a little bit of an unknown factor, little rough around the edges, and can be worked on on the training pitch by Eric Ten Hag. Something like Vidic, who was not really well known, but we got him, and what a player he turned out to be. I would like to see us sign a bit of gems like that instead of going for the constant known quantities. These known quantities, if they misfire, is a humongous loss to Manchester United. So if we make some smart purchases, 15, 20 million signings, which even if they don't work out, we can still manage to uh, recoup some money for them if we sell them, or otherwise not a big loss. Those are the signings I would really like United to make. I don't want another case of Harry Maguire being bought for us and we have to keep playing him even though he does not work. Uh, that is one thing, and I would say Mark Gahey is a good player, and I think he could be a successful player at United. But would you have him? Comment down below if you would have Mark Gahey. Where do you think he'll play? Left centre back, right centre back? Who do you think he's replacing? Do you think he's replacing Varane? Do you think he's covered for Licha? Let me know. I personally think that we should be delving into the free agent market, because the last time we got a free agent, he was Johnny Evans, and he's been our best centre back. And before that, it was Christian Eriksen, who was one of our best midfielders. So there is some potential in the free market, and I think United should start looking into that more, because we're already hamstrung by FFP, and that's why I think that it is important that we look for every avenue. And we have Dave Brailsford, and he's all about the marginal gains. So put some of that into money as well, and marginally strengthening your squad with a free transfer is much better than spending 30, 40 million on a player and him not working out. If you got a free transfer, if it doesn't work out, tough luck. If it does work out, you got a free transfer and you can sell him later on for a big bargain anyway. So, yep, that's been the news for today. I hope that I didn't ramble on too long. I thank all of you guys for viewing and watching for so long. This has been Ameya for the United Way. Please do check us out. The socials are down below, and we would really appreciate it if you like the video, comment on it, subscribe. We're trying to get to 900 subscribers by the end of the next 2 months. Let me know what you thought of this video. If you have any suggestions for me, put them down in the comments. If you liked what I've been presenting, please leave a like. That's been my time. Thank you guys. This is Ameya signing off for United Way. Take care and peace.